and it's fantastic to be back on air again. Let me tell y'all, my week has been incredible. I hope the same for you. And as of right now, I have somebody in studio that I am so excited to have sit next to me. Her and I go back, way back, like way, way, way back. And it was so dope to come in to work one day and see her coming into the office. And I'm like, well, what are you doing here? And I am so excited to have a good friend of mine, Felicia Shaw, in studio with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is so dope to have you here.
Yes, like you said, we go back way, way back. So this is just a continuation.
It is.
Yeah.
So y'all don't know, but this one right here, she got some talents, y'all. She got some talents, and I ain't gonna put all her business out there. I mean, you can put it out there.
That's you.
Listen, we've done everything from we rock stages, we've done TV shows, radio shows, events, church events, community events. Yeah. I mean, we go back, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. Like, this is my good friend, y'all. And if y'all don't know who she is the captain of the chaplain corps here in the city of Highland Park. And I begged her to come on air with me today because she has history here in Highland Park, and she's, really community oriented, and she just loves people. And I'm just excited because I want her to kind of give you guys the lowdown, right? So can you share a little bit about your personal history with Highland Park?
Absolutely. I spent many years growing up here in Highland Park, and I lived right on the border, on Woodland, just at Tennyson. So right there at the border. So as a young teenager and a young person growing up, I spent countless hours and days just enjoying Highland Park. And Highland Park was really thriving. There were many malls here. There was record stores and Bible bookstores and all that good stuff, shopping, and a lot of things for us young people to do. Having gone to school further down Woodward to Northern High School, we took the bus here to Highland Park, and so I have so many great memories of being here and being a part of the city as a youth.
Okay, what's some of your most cherished memories of Highland Park?
Oh man, I remember on Christmas, my parents would give us money, and we had gives and money or whatever. But after Christmas, when everything opened back up, we would walk down to Highland Park. There was a bus transit that would go down, but we would walk simply because we just enjoyed being in the city. We enjoyed seeing all the buildings, and I remember the Sears building and all of those things. So we would just walk down and stop at different stores on the way and just spend our little money and go home broke. But that was great.
How have you seen the community evolve over the years? Because I know what it used to be, right? Yeah. And what it is now. What was that for you?
Yeah, definitely. It has really, really evolved. There were so many jobs that was here in the city of Highland Park. You could go down go down Woodward, and you would rarely see an empty building. They were all, active running businesses. And now we've lost a lot of our businesses. A lot of the seniors that helped to build Highland Park and that were staples in the community, most of those have now gone on. And so some of the homes you see are empty. So it has evolved. It's evolved. However, I do think, as many may say, Highland Park has just gone down. Is this in this terrible city? Highland Park has great, absolutely wonderful features,
Yeah.
historic features. We have wonderful citizens in the city of Highland Park that still love the city, still thrive. Excellent youth. We have community centers. We have
Yeah.
businesses that are still thriving. So whereas it has changed quite a bit, I still see such a bright future for the city of Highland Park.
Yeah. I know so recently the mayor had a press conference and she mentioned a city in motion and how Highland Park is a city that's in motion, bringing in new businesses, bringing in new families and things like that. So I think to your point, what it used to be, it's about to be something even better.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, because there's a lot of good people here, the resilience, the tenacity, and just people want to see things happen here. And I
Yeah.
think it's super dope.
Yeah.
It's super dope because you
I
don't
agree.
find that everywhere.
No.
You know,
No, you don't.
so Highland Park is on the up and up. It's a
Absolutely.
city in motion, according to Mayor Glenda McDonald. Shout out to her. She has been trying her hardest to do what she can for the city. But I do want to talk about the Chaplain Corps, right? What inspired you to become involved with the Chaplain Corps? Because you all decorated.
Yeah.
I see you. I see you.
All this metal. But I, as you know, we grew up in the church community, the church
Yeah.
environment, and having served in ministry from the age of 7, having been a part of almost every auxiliary, worked in leadership in ministry, and then it extended outward where I started doing a lot of outreach. And in doing outreach, just becoming more and more involved in the community and things that our community was going through. Worked a long time with Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, the old Ryan Correctionals
Oh, wow.
facility, going in doing ministry there and so forth. And it was just befitting to come home and
Yeah.
serve. My brother was murdered right there at the border of Highland Park in Detroit. So
Wow.
I have heart ties to Highland Park. And so
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that just because we experience some trauma in an area of our life, that makes that place no good any longer. So I decided to make a very mature decision to bring the gifts, the talents, the service back to the city of Highland Park and give it as much as I could.
Was this a path you had always envisioned for yourself?
Oh, so I have
'Cause I already know.
always listen. I have always it has been a lifelong dream to become a police officer.
What?
So,
girl, all these years I didn't know you.
all
You'd have
these
been on
years.
stages singing and everything. I didn't know you wanted to be a police officer.
Singing, worked in radio over 30 years, and just even now working in mental health, it all ties in, and I
Yeah.
can just see how that passion and that love for service put me right here. I can looking back in hindsight, I could truly see it. But yeah, I've always wanted. I wouldn't say I've always wanted to be a chaplain.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to serve the community in a law enforcement capacity or connection with law enforcement. And I don't even think it stops here. I think that God has more. And the more we go on with our city, then the more we're going to see where those opportunities are.
Okay. So for those that may be watching who don't necessarily know what the Chaplain Corps is, can you describe what the Chaplain Corps does and its ties with the Highland Park Police Department?
Absolutely. The Chaplain Corps is all about service. We are a group of believers, whether you believe in God or you're Islamic, you're of the Muslim faith, or you're Catholic, you believe in something, you believe in a higher power. And we are a group of believers that have come together to serve the community from that very standpoint. So we're not here, we're not converters.
Right.
So
Right.
a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to be bothered with chaplains because they're going to try to get me saved, We cannot get you saved, okay? We are here to provide support.
Yeah.
Support to our leadership in the city, whether that be down at our city hall, our mayor and so forth, our chief, our deputy chief.
Me.
Keisha. I support her every day. But, that's what we're here for. We are here to serve as a support. We also act as eyes and ears to assist our law enforcement that are out. If we see something, we're able to call it in and
Yeah.
be a part of that. We go into the community and we offer support to those that reside here in the city of Highland Park.
Okay, so what was the journey like for you from joining the chaplain corps? Because now you're captain, Captain Shaw. Like, let me tell y'all something. She captain now.
It's just fee. That's all. No.
So what was that journey like for you? Just coming into the chaplain corps and then becoming captain.
Yes. Well, I initially, way back under Chief Coney, when I got sworn in,
Shout out to Coney.
came in under our reserves and was able to be there some time. And then this opportunity opened up. So I think that was maybe 2018, 19. I got lost count.
Okay.
But and then this position with the chaplain corps opened up, and it was shared with me, and I said, you know what, that's the next level. That's where my path and my journey is taking me. So I was available at the time, but gladly accepted the opportunity and expressed interest. So the journey was short. It was really short because there was a need already there. So there wasn't a whole lot. I became a part of the chaplain corps before I became captain. Okay. So I was already a part under our former commander. Now we're grateful to have Commander Eric Lloyd, who I serve under.
Bishop E.L.
Yes, just a wonderful visionary and doing great things. Before there was Commander Landrews.
Okay, yeah.
So we served under him for some years, and then the transition took place, just organically. And so we've been here serving ever since.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So Bishop E.L., shout out to him. I've known him for years too. Like, we go way
He
back.
knows everybody.
Hey, don't put my business out there. Listen, I don't tell everybody who I know because you ain't about to use me for my connections.
Uh-oh. But cut the check.
Nah, for real. So how does the chaplain corps support officers? How does it support community members? How does it support families in times of crisis? Because I know things happen, right?
Absolutely.
So how does the chaplain corps support in those times?
That's a great question, and one that's often asked. Our city leaders, our first responders, are priority to us. Their task is heavy. Their load is heavy. Their burden is heavy for the city. And they are the first on the scenes in so many instances, whether it's day-to-day work, preparing things for the city, it's going out to a mental health call, it's doing a wellness check, whatever it is, their burden is heavy. So as chaplains, when they are often looked at as the heroes versus the ones in need, we look at them and we see that humanistic side, that they have need for encouragement, for enlightenment, for that extra pat on the back, for prayer. Definitely that. We cover the city in prayer, which is one of our primary responsibilities. We go to our city hall and we pray with our leaders. We go to our jails. We pray with them. We talk to them. We give them a place, a safe space to be able to talk about things that they're encountering and things that they're going through. And that's just valuable. It's necessary for them to have a place to unload and release themselves so that we can, along with them, pray with them and help them tap into another source of strength.
Yeah, because I know right now the climate is very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things happening on the political front, the community front, dealing with the officers, dealing with city officials, just politics, period, right? And so having you guys present is a help. It's a relief, right? Because we need those outlets sometimes to where I can be like, sis, I ain't feeling it today.
Yeah, for sure.
Help me,
Make it
pray
through.
for me, Where the oil?
Yeah.
Cause I keep my purse over there. I keep anointing oil. Okay.
Yeah.
Cause baby, listen, today was a day I needed it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, those moments and you guys' position is critical, I think, in the city. And so, were there any mentors or experiences or personal beliefs that kind of guided you into this role?
Yeah, absolutely. Keisha, you said something really, really powerful that, there are days that you just need that support. And one of the things that we found amongst people in leadership is that it's hard to reach out for help.
It is.
It is hard when you are the strong one. It's hard to have your weak moments. And so I've learned through those mentors that I've had coming up, my pastors. I have a strong background in mental health. And so working as a mental health specialist, able to talk to those that are also in mental health and help them understand, or them help me understand that there's this spiritual side and there's this natural side.
Yeah.
And you have to allow people to be spiritual when it's time to be spiritual, and allow them to be natural when it's time to be natural, and address those things that they're dealing with in their proper context and timing. So I've had some wonderful mentors. Big shout out to one of my number one mentors, Dr. Sabrina
Jackson.
Yes, Dr.
Hey,
Sabrina
girl,
Jackson.
what's up? That's my girl, too. I know
love
her.
I have followed her, and she's been a part of my life, and just have been there when I've needed her, encouraging. Such a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And so even, my pastors, shout out to Living Waters Church of Detroit, Pastor Jay
snap.
Moss. So
Go ahead, Mr.
so,
Mouse.
Just all of those that have sown and poured into me over the years, and have made this journey and this step one that I've been able to accept with bravery.
That's awesome. Just to kind of hear your story and transition, because I've known you for so long.
Yeah.
Like, seeing this other side
It's kind of weird.
It's
isn't it?
weird, but it's so dope to me.
Yeah.
Because I've known you from the radio and the
Yeah.
TV and the singing and the events and the community and the work that me and you put in
Yeah.
into the community
For sure.
across the state. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So to see you in this light, it's like, wait a minute, that's my friend, but I don't recognize this side, right?
Yeah.
But it's amazing just to see how multifaceted you are, because I know about your work in mental health, the support group,
Yes.
and the things that you're known for. I mean, she's a dope artist, y'all. Like, it's just incredible. And so just this interview alone is opening up a new side of you that I didn't know.
For sure.
I'm not gonna get emotional, but this is dope to me. This is really dope. This is really dope.
You know what? I love this because even as you talk about the many years and the different levels and different facets and different work avenues or what have you, I'm sitting listening like, did I do all of that? Did I do all of that stuff?
Yeah.
But it is just a testament to God's hand and obedience, and likewise yourself. You're doing wonderful things here in the city. And
Thank you.
I knew, for those that don't know, Keisha is a lyricist. Okay, she is a lyricist. Who nominated me? She really is, though. Really is a lyricist, and have done phenomenal things in the community for others.
Yeah.
Programs for others. I remember a program that I came to support at Kingdom Culture Church that she put on have to be over 10 years ago.
Yeah, that
over
was
10 years
a
ago.
long time ago.
Phenomenal for the youth.
Yeah.
Youth. You've always had that passion for youth. So just to see what we see in each other is really a testimony to growth. So
It is.
yeah, I'm proud of you. I
thank
really
you.
am. I'm so proud.
I'm proud of you too. Look, y'all catching a really
A sentimental moment.
right. Y'all catching a very sentimental moment right now.
Yeah.
Because this is a good friend of mine, and I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love and adore her. So what does a typical day look like for you in this position?
Wow. Well, our chaplain corps, we have multiple shifts. Currently, I'm kind of working dually because
Okay.
I'm covering because we did have two of our longstanding chaplains to retire and relocate
Oh,
recently. And so one of them, they were a married couple, and one of them worked at our city hall for over 10
yeah.
years, I believe it is. And so
Yep.
I'm covering that space for them, and as well as being a leader amongst our chaplains and making sure we stay active and motivated and make sure that we get the help that we need. You know, the mental health support, the training that we need to be able to continue to serve. So, in a typical shift, our chaplains come in, they have points of interests. And so, those are specified locations throughout the city that they are sure to go in and stop and pray, whether they're senior communities, whether there are juvenile facilities, our jail. And then we don't forget our staff. We go into our police departments, our city hall, both of our locations, and we make sure that we spend time with them. Sometimes it's not just praying. Sometimes it is just the presence. It's
Yeah.
being there, going in, saying, "Hey, do you need anything? Can I make a run for anybody? You know, have you guys had lunch?" We take them donuts. You know, we are serving,
Yeah.
and we're serving, and we're supporting, and we're doing that. You know, as often as we can.
Have you had any meaningful or rewarding moments that you've had as serving as captain yet?
You know, let me think. Well, I have many of those. I'm trying to determine which one I want to speak about. I think the most one the one that I can think of currently is recently I was able to facilitate a support group
Wow.
at our one of our police departments, and it was after hours, and it was for off law enforcement and our chaplains as well. And if no one has ever come to a support group, it is a safe space for people to just come and talk about whatever is bothering them. But this one was specified. It was very specific. It was overcoming grief with gratitude.
Wow.
And so sometimes as law enforcement and as people, we think we only experience grief when someone dies. But grief is the loss of anything that meant something to us, whether it meant something to us or impacted us, whether it impacted us in a positive way or a negative way. When it's gone, you feel a sense of loss, you know, whether it's a toxic relationship or whatever. So it was very rewarding to see some of our officers come in, and we had officers from DPD. Actually, the chief chaplain of Detroit Police Department's chaplain corps was present, Chief Davenport, and our own deputy chief David Wilborn was present. But to see them able to openly talk about things and feel safe enough
Yeah.
to talk about it, taking the badge off, taking the gun off, and all of those things, and just be human, and share, and feel safe enough to share, and get the help and support from others. In that was extremely rewarding.
Because I know, who was I talking to? It might have been the chief of police when we were having the conversation, just in regards to the position of the officer and what that looks like,
Yeah.
right? Because there's this bad stigma
Okay.
when it comes to police officers, and how, oh, the police is not for me, or the police, they make up these things in their mind, but police are human too,
They are.
and there's certain things, certain ways that they have to handle certain situations.
Yeah.
But then also their mental health, when they have to also people just need to realize people don't the police shows up after something happens, right? It's not before, because we don't call until something happened,
Right.
So they
This is
show
true.
up when something happens. So when they come on the scene and it's something that
Already
touches
tense.
their heart,
Yeah.
whether it's something that they experience in their personal lives or whatnot, like their mental health struggles.
That's
And
a
we
good
have to
point.
give them the space to be human and also understand as a citizen and also as the officer,
Yeah.
and to extend that grace. So I think that's dope that the support group, you guys had
Yeah.
that, because they need that space.
They
right?
do. You said something about leaving space and room for them to be human. And you're talking about basically triggers.
Exactly.
If they come into a space and it's something going on that affects them or triggers something within them, officers have a lot to carry.
Yeah.
They have a lot to carry, and they have to, and are always expected to tuck that away, put that away, and deal with what's at hand. As a matter of fact, we're trained to do that often, but there are places and spaces where you have your partner there, and you can say to your partner, I may need you to step in for this one. Or, we have our chaplain corps where we can be called to the scene and be that support. We can, and it depends on what the matter is. Definitely
Right.
not a police matter, in certain respects. So, but we get called to homes where we deliver death notices, where we have officers that have lost loved ones that have nothing to do with the police department, but we're linked to your family through connection and relationship. So we make sure we provide that support. We take flowers. We go and drop off food. We sit with your relatives. And I'm talking about for the law enforcement. Not only that, we can hear things that take place in the community. And then we want to go out and share our condolences or be of support to that family or that loved one as well.
Okay. Well, we have to take our first commercial break. We are talking with my good friend, Captain Felicia Shaw of the Chaplain Corps, and we will return right after this.
Your radio is now on TV. Your TV is now on radio. WHPR 88.1 FM can now be heard and seen worldwide. The same platform that hosts all of your favorite content now has WHPR TV and radio. Have your own radio or TV show on Roku with approximately 8 million homes. Debut your music video, clothing line, church ministry, plays, or products. A limited number of slots are available, so act now. For more information, visit RokuDetroit.com or call 313-868-6612. You heard about it. Now come be a part of it. Roku Detroit Worldwide. Approximately 8 million viewers.
Hi, I'm Eric Sabria, your Wayne County Treasurer. If you're living in the home of a deceased family member and you're facing property tax foreclosure, the probate process can be helpful to you. If you file a probate petition and notify our office, the foreclosure proceedings will be halted during the probate process. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Claudine Jackson thought she had it all until she was faced with the challenges of raising an autistic child. Inspired by autism is her brutally honest journey filled with heartbreak and triumph. Get your copy and find the support you deserve today by visiting www.claudinejackson.tv.
Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Keisha B. And in studio with me today, I have my good friend, Captain Felicia Shaw of the Chaplain Corps. Let me make that clear before anybody say something. But we're here just talking about her transition from being a young Highland Parker, growing up right there at Tennyson, and her transition into the Chaplain Corps. So again, thank you for being here. If you just now tuning in and you missed on the first half of the conversation, you're going to have to tap into the YouTube channel because it will be posted there, because this is a very dope interview. And we shared a sentimental moment earlier. But I do want to kind of continue the conversation that we were having, especially in regards to your role with the Chaplain Corps. What are some of the challenges that you face within the Chaplain Corps right now?
Yeah. I would say really finding new chaplains to bring on board, because there's a standard. You know, there is a standard. You'll get people that want to be a part of our Chaplain Corps and this great movement and this upward journey that we're on, because they want to be connected to police department. They want to be police out here, you know, because a lot of times when people see us, that's what they see. And so, but finding people really with the heart of service and the heart to serve. I am so grateful for the chaplains that we currently have. Those that they serve faithfully. They serve faithfully. They are patient, and they have their own lives. They have their own things going on. Some drive nearly an hour just to come down and serve in the city. So, wow, I really take my hat off to them and celebrate them all the time, because it takes a real person with a real heart that's standing on business to want to drive and over an hour or nearly an hour to serve in the city they don't live in.
No, for real.
So when they can serve in their own city, they're donating their time and giving their time and their heart and their effort in their service here in the city of Highland Park. So finding people with a real heart of service.
Okay. So how do you balance the leadership role that you're in as the Chaplain Corps captain with your other personal and professional commitments, because you do a lot?
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? What does that look like?
Sometimes it looks a little crazy. It doesn't always look like I want it to look.
Okay, all right.
But, I am learning to use technology to the fullest. So technology helps me out so much in alarms and prioritizing.
Yeah.
Definitely. We have wonderful other leaders that are appointed on our staff. We have our lieutenant, Charles Butler, who's our administrative lieutenant. We have our boots on the ground sergeant. So we've set up a structure where, in my absence, or if there is a time that I am not available, we have capable and qualified chaplains that are able to make sure that this corps moves ahead. And they're well trained, they're devoted. In addition to them, we still have an awesome commander who is able to step in when he needs to. We try to make sure that we all work together so that everything can be fluid.
Yeah, because the commander got his church too.
He has a church as well.
Yeah. I remember doing events over at his church.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day when he had Edge.
The Edge Christian Light Club.
Yep.
Oh, boy. You taking me way back now.
Way back, okay? Because we used to get down. Okay?
Yes.
We used to get down.
And all of this has been Christian activity, community activity. It's been the moniker or the banner over it has just been service.
You're right.
It has been service. So I'm not surprised to see you at the table. I am not surprised. And I'm not surprised to be at the table.
Okay? Listen, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. People have to realize that not everybody is in it for money.
Absolutely.
Not everybody is in it for personal gain. people really have a heart for others, because as long as I've known you, as long as you've known me, we've been involved, right? And we do it because we're actually really trying to help.
Correct.
And we're not here because it's like, what can I get out of it?
Yeah.
No, it's like we see a need and we try to meet that need.
Oh, yeah. This is not the place to, if you're looking for the bag, this is not where the bag is. Okay. This is not where you coming to peel off dollars, you know. This is not it. This is, and you know, I'll say that too when it comes to, the reason I say it that way, even when it comes to law enforcement, that's not the place to grab the bag or where it's going to peel off, because there's no amount of money that can be exchanged for what we do and what we give and how we put our lives on the line.
Exactly.
And we put ourselves, there's no ticket, no dollar that can be paid for that. So you will find who's in it for the money and who's not, who's in it for the service and who's not.
Yep.
So it'll come out eventually.
It will. So we know that Highland Park has a rich community history, right?
Yes.
How do you see the Chaplain Corps helping and strengthening those connections with the history, strong community ties, and so forth?
Yeah, I definitely think that we're already ingrained and embedded into that rich history, but I think we're further just making our mark and putting our thumbprint in the city of Highland Park as we grow, because we're bringing in new programs, we're bringing in trainings, we're bringing in community events, we're bringing in partnerships, we're bringing in opportunities.
Yeah.
And so the more we do that, and the more, you know, we attract people just like us, as far as that heart that I spoke about, as we bring people in, then I think that we're going to magnify the Chaplain Corps even more in the city of Highland Park. So I think that's really the way that we're going to become more part of its history. Yeah. What we do today is really setting us up really nicely for the future.
Okay. So I'm going to read this one because I wrote this down. I couldn't remember all of them. What are some of the key community needs you encounter, and how does the Chaplain Corps help to address them?
Oh, that's really good. One of them was we have a lot of people nowadays that are struggling with mental health. Everything isn't a crime situation.
Right.
It's not a call the police type of issue sometimes. And I think that we deal with this across counties, not just Highland Park, but everywhere across the globe, where mental health is on the rise. You know, people with mental health issues are on the rise. And making sure we offer things like support groups. You know, we offer support to the community. We offer resources to the community. Where can I go? Where can I get help? I don't have insurance. I don't have that.
Right.
Some may say it's not your responsibility, but again, I go back to that word service. I don't have to be asked to do a certain thing if it's in my power to be able to do it. You know, if I know, hey, have you ever heard of, you know, this certain mental health facility? Have you ever heard of them? You know, they don't take insurance. You can go there for free and get the help there 24 hours. So one of the things I think that we're working on bringing in, that, you know, we're doing to further serve the community, is bringing in special programs like that and bringing in trainings and offering resources. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's not a marathon. It is not going to happen overnight. And we've got to continue to find places and people to partner with that would be willing to help serve the Highland Park community just as we do.
I like the idea of partnerships.
Yeah.
That's real good.
It's powerful, isn't it?
That's real good. Yeah. So are there any specific programs or initiatives that the Chaplain Corps is leading, or that you might be leading or starting or want to implement within the city of Highland Park?
We do. We have several on the table that I cannot speak of currently. uh, and they're going through their process.
Okay.
You know, things are being submitted, things are being drafted, and they're going through their proper approvals and reviews and things of that nature. But we are not sitting around twiddling our thumbs. Know that we are putting in the sweat, we're putting in the work, we're putting in the time. Yeah, to do what we need to do so that we earn the right to remain where we are. And it's not something that's just given to us, that we earn it every day.
Yeah, that's good. I like that, to earn it every day. So we talked about faith, right? You know, that's what we stand on. I'm telling y'all, I love her. So what role does faith, spirituality, or emotional support play in law enforcement? And how do you ensure it's accessible to officers and the public?
Faith, spirituality,
and emotional support.
Ooh,
come on,
that's good. How do they play a role with law enforcement? I worked in another county for quite a while, and the role I played there was a very serious role. And I remember in my interview for the position, I was asked to tell what type of support system that I had, because it was important because of the weight of what we were doing.
Yeah.
And so they needed to know that when I left that environment, I had a place to go to release. And so I feel similar to that it's important that our law enforcement have a solid support system. Whether that be in their spiritual walk, some of them is their church, some of them is meditation, it's grounding, some of them is just, they're using their vacation days, okay, they're taking them and they're decompressing. So wherever it is that they find that they can find that positive reinforcement in that release or that reset, it is crucial. It's crucial. Our minds, it's a living organism. It lives. And you feed it so much stuff over the days, over the minutes, over the hours. And I really believe if you don't take the time to address it and nurture it and care for it properly, like we do our bodies, we can kill it. And so that's really poor mental health. So self-care really is what the sum of what you're asking me. It's vital.
Okay. So I do want to ask, if someone in the community wanted to, for somebody that might be watching,
okay,
and they like, you know what, I want to join the chaplain corps.
You know what, I want to do this.
I want to do this, or support the mission.
Yes.
How do they go about that?
Absolutely. There's multiple ways. They can start by contacting myself, Captain Felicia Shaw, actually, I'm not going to give that email, but I tell you what, the best way would be to stop by.
Okay.
Stop by our Hamilton building, which is at 13233 Hamilton, on the corner of Waverly, and stop there and ask for me, or ask to get a message to me, and it will get to me. And then once we receive that information, we'll go ahead and contact you and follow the necessary steps. Or you can stop by City Hall and you can ask for myself, or you can ask to apply, and you can, gather the information, get the application and fill it out and submit it back right there, and they'll make sure it gets over to us. We'll contact you, and then we'll go through the proper process after that.
Okay. So we talked about your journey in Highland Park. We talked about the chaplain corps, but I want to give room to also talk about your own program that you have, which is called the support group.
The support room.
Support room.
Yes.
I knew it was something. But when did you what was the initial thought to create the support room, and how, like, because we know, okay, so we talked about this earlier, but
Yeah.
we know that trauma happens, we know that things
Yes.
happen, right? But I want to know, what was the triggering thing for you that caused you to create
Gotcha.
the support room?
Yes. So, as a young person, I experienced a lot of trauma. Okay. I experienced some sexual abuse. And it, I have to always explain that traumas are events that happen to you, displeasing, unpleasurable events that happen to you. But triggers are those reminders of that thing. Triggers are intrusive.
That they are.
Traumas, you can never go back and erase an event that happened. You can't go back and erase it. And triggers happen when something transpires that reminds you of that, or is able to take you back to that place, whether it be emotionally, physically, what happened. So we can't control what happened,
Right.
but we can manage and control triggers. So when I came to understand that I needed to start controlling my triggers and figuring out a way and seeking out the mental health process for myself, it hit something in me and said, wow, I can't be the only one that is in need of this type of service.
Right.
So I started to go through education and get the credentialing that I needed to be able to offer certain services. And but just the healing that transpires when people come into a room or a space, a safe space, with the same type of issue.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what happens. You don't feel alone anymore. You're able to glean from each other. I may be a little further up the road than you are with the scenario or the situation, and you're able to pour into me or offer me something. And it's just something beautiful that transpires in support groups. And so I've been doing them, oh my God, I think 2005.
Wow.
Was when I started. So it's something that we've offered them for veterans, for youth, for displaced, people that are displaced, for homeless people, for mothers that have lost children, for married couples, for people dating, for toxic relationships. I can go on and on and on. So we've been able to really serve people in that capacity, but it was my own situation that led me to the heart to be able to create something to serve the community with.
Okay, so what are the services that the support room offer? And if someone feels like this is something that interests them, how would they go about getting in contact?
Yes. So let me first give out the number that they can call, which is 248-894-9627. 248-894-9627. You can text that number 24 hours a day. You will simply text HELP, HELP, to that number, and you will get an immediate response. And so, so if that's something that you need that support, a support group, then we are able to help. We offer support groups for all types of issue. And if it's something new that we've never heard of, we will create a support group for it.
Oh, that's dope.
Because you're not the only one that's probably dealing with it. We service our LGBTQ community, QIA community plus. And so we just want to make sure that everybody has somewhere that they can go. So that would be the primary way to reach out.
So the support room offers support groups for various
well, culmination of small support groups geared to help people cope with trauma. So this is not an auditorium size support group. So most of our support groups, we try to limit them for the comfortability of those that come and visit. We try to limit them to no more than 15 people in a room. Sometimes it's less than that, and that's because some people don't feel comfortable sharing in a large crowd. So we do limit them. We offer a meal during that time. And they are able to come and share, and they are able to, during that time, express that they need PACT, which is professional aftercare treatment. And then we partner with clinicians that are able to provide PACT care for them.
Oh, that's awesome. So for instance, hypothetically speaking, if I wanted to join a group for mental health purposes, the loss of a close friend or something, right? Is there a specific group for that? Or because I know that there's a lot of different things that people go through. My situation is not going to be the same as somebody else's, and I know you said that you would create one.
Yes.
But you got any topics you could throw out there so that people can kind of be like, you know what, I might need to go to that, or I might need to.
Yes. So the way it works is once we have a person initiate that they need support, then it opens up that support group. It puts it back on the schedule, because there could be something else on the schedule, a different support group. So let's say there's a support group coming up for youth that's having to deal with suicide, needing to deal with suicide, so or overcoming grief, or our marriage class, our marriage support group. So if someone contacts us and say, hey, I need to get into a support group to deal with grief, then we put a support group on the schedule. It's only a support group if there's more than one person there. You know, if it's just you, then you're having a support session, which we also offer. So no one gets turned away when they say they need help. Okay, so you're able to come in and get that support regardless, whether it's in a large group or it's in a one-on-one session. You will not be turned away.
Okay, I think that's awesome that you offer those services. And was the support room the affiliate that you used with the police officers here in Highland Park? Was that part of your group?
Yes, absolutely. So yes and no. Okay. So we're creating these opportunities through our Highland Park Chaplain Corps. But of course, as the facilitator, I was able to facilitate that and set that up and structure it just like we do our off-site support groups.
Okay. I like that, because I think to have those different services, especially here in Highland Park, would be substantial, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because even at the senior homes, because there's people who just don't have family, don't have anybody to talk to. And those things, just to have a place that they can go to just talk, get things off their chest. I think that would be great to have, especially here. Would you be willing to kind of bring the program to Highland Park in that capacity? Absolutely.
We're working on it.
Oh, you are?
We're working on some special stuff.
Oh.
We're working on it. On it. So, absolutely. The citizens in Highland Park deserve a place. They deserve a place. And we want to make sure that we give that to them. Not only that, our law enforcement deserves a place where they can come at any given time, regardless, even if you're on your shift, and law enforcement don't have good days every day. Okay, we're human.
Right.
Okay, we're human. And so it's good to be able to have a place where you can call and say, hey, I just need a few moments of support.
Yeah.
I just need to talk something out. I had to put my son out last night, or whatever. Me and the wife we knocked heads last night. We weren't in agreement.
Got into an argument.
We weren't in agreement. But whatever it is, there should be a space for people to be able to go.
Yeah.
And when I say that, regardless if you wear a badge or you wear a hoodie, it really doesn't matter. People deserve a place to be able to go.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. we have come to the end of the show, unfortunately, because I've been having a good time learning this new layer that my friend has. Because listen, I've known her for 15 years
Plus.
and plus, wow. So it's been a long time coming. When was the last time we did an interview? It's been
Maybe 3
years
ago, 3 or 4 years ago. No, it was before COVID.
Dang, that was 2019. That had to be 2019 because I moved to Georgia in 2019.
Yeah, it may have been 2019.
Wow.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And it
So,
was right here.
right here. See, I be everywhere. Y'all know where I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on the show again.
Absolutely.
Being here with me in this moment. Because I think the last time we talked, it wasn't about this.
No.
It was about something completely different, and it was dope interview then. But you guys have been watching the Highland Park Spotlight. If you missed this episode, you can catch it on YouTube. You can catch it on Facebook. It's gonna be all over social media. Make sure that you continuously tune in anytime I am live, because there's a lot of good information and a lot of good people that come onto the show, and I am just excited to be here. I have to sign out. So you've been watching the Highland Park Spotlight. I'm your host, Keisha B, and I will see you guys next time.